Hey, what's up, YouTube? This is Brian coming to you with the seventh Blur broadcast video where we review and discuss everything from comic books to anime to movies to video games to sci-fi and all of nerd culture. Episode 7, we're going to run through three things. Apparently, Oscar Isaac, whom you may know as Poe Dameron in the Star Wars sequel trilogy, because that's the only thing I know him from. Apparently, he got cast officially as Moon Knight for the Disney Plus series. So we're gonna run through that. A little bit about Moon Knight, a little bit about Oscar Isaac. Also, Michael B. Jordan is got officially chosen or is going to be doing his making his producer debut for a Static Shock movie. So we're gonna get into how Michael B. Jordan and Static Shock himself, and then a little bonus. I'm a little late, but I'm gonna be covering the Miles Morales, the Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales gameplay trailer because I saw it and I was trying to avoid it just because I wanted to go in fresh, but I saw it and I was like, man, I gotta say something about it. I got to. So we're gonna be talking about those three things. And then, so first up, Oscar Isaac, like I said, I really only know him as Poe Dameron. I don't know what else he plays in. No idea. So that's really the only thing I know of him, know from him. Moon Knight, I'm even more vague on Moon Knight. I don't know a lot of, but for the record, I don't know a lot about Moon Knight. Um, I mean, he's kind of an unknown character to me from what I gathered from reading books that he's in and doing like a little kind of like a search on him. He's kind of like a super powered Batman. He gets his like super strength or his enhanced abilities, like his speed, his stamina, and whatever, and endurance and all that. He kind of gets it from what is it like the moon god Khonshu or something like that. But he's kind of like a super powered Batman. He has like techie stuff. He is like very he's kind of like a detective kind of thing situation going on. So that's kind of all I really was able to grasp from the whole Moon Knight thing. He right now he is in the Avengers run. Him and the whole Khonshu thing kind of came up in I think it's like issue 33 or something like that of the Avengers that I'm reading right now. So I'm actually kind of just now even really finding out or reading more about this dude. So there's that. But one of the things I was thinking of was like, okay, like I said, I really only know Oscar Isaac from the Star Wars sequel trilogy. And that shit that shit was poop ass. Like, so I'm like, okay, well, I really only know this thing. I only know this dude from one thing. That thing I thought was trash. Now, granted, okay, he did a pretty decent job as Poe Dameron. They didn't really fuck up Poe Dameron. Like, okay, cool. He was just like a rebel pilot. All right, whatever. But that's really the only thing I know him from. But like, I don't know, from what I've seen so far, he might be able to do a good job. And from what I think I might know about Moon Knight, I don't know, he might be able to do a decent job at Moon Knight. There's really a whole bunch of stuff that's up in the air that I really can't even say because I don't really know too much about either of these characters. So we're really gonna have to like find out. I will say that I'm kind of hurting for some MCU content. So maybe that might help me out with like enjoying it. I don't know, because really right now I'm kind of like I'm thirsty for MCU content. So there's a lot of up in the air shit right there that I'm like, okay, cool. Really got to have my fingers crossed, hoping that my man Poe Dameron comes through, and I'm hoping that Moon Knight is the character that they should be making a show for. But like I said, I'm kind of thirsty for Marvel content in general. So like I said, I'm hoping that it's gonna be good, and I really don't feel like wasting my fucking Disney Plus subscription, and it's just sitting there right now waiting for the Mandalorian to drop so I can watch new shit. So there's that. Um, moving on to Michael B. Jordan. Uh, I'm gonna be real. Okay, so I like Michael B. Jordan's acting stuff. I like Creed. Uh, I like his Creed movies. I liked him as Killmonger. He was cool as Killmonger. But when it comes to being okay, so like first of all, this is his producer debut, which I'm not mad at. Everybody got to start somewhere. I get it. I understand that part. But And I love, for the record, I love Static Shock. I don't know a lot about DC and Static Shock. I will say that. I remember the cartoon. I remember the Static Shock cartoon. I always thought Static Shock was a bomb ass character. I only like the young Static Shock though, not the older one with the dreads. The young Static Shock was cool. But one of the things I was thinking about was, for starters, Michael B. Jordan is making his producer debut with a bomb ass character that I really like. And then at the same time, DC doesn't have like a good track record of movies. I'm like, man, this might end badly. This might be terrible. You never know. Like, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I want it to be amazing, but at the same time, I'm kind of like, ooh, this probably is gonna be trash. It might be. But like I said, this is kind of like it's a toss up because I never seen. I mean, this, like I said, this is the first time Michael B. Jordan's ever produced anything. And then also, I saw on Twitter that it said something about how them trying to focus on developing the black superhero universe. And I'm like, man, bro, if y'all better not make this shit super fucking woke. Like, this better not be one of those situations where you just go straight for the straight for blackness, like chill on the blackness. Make a good story. Just write a good story. If they're gonna go with like that team of characters that I believe that I think I know about, is like, or I think I've seen before, like Icon and stuff like that, and all those characters specifically, then just write a good story. Like, start with a good story. Don't be talking about like, oh, we're gonna try to develop the black superhero universe, because then already off top that sounds hella fucking woke. And I'm like, man, I'm already kind of like got like a bad taste in my mouth. So I'm like, okay, if you're gonna focus on that shit, then I'm not even really excited or hopeful for the movie, because not only is your first time producing anything, but then at the same time, I'm like, bro, like hopefully I'm sitting here having got my fingers crossed that you won't fuck up a bomb ass character like Static Shock, because that dude, like I said, he has hella potential. Like I said, I don't even know, just based off of watching all the cartoon stuff or whatever. I'm really hoping that they don't completely fuck up Static Shock, because they could really build something off that character. So there's that, and like I said, for the record, I loved it. I loved watching the cartoon Static Shock. It was fucking amazing. So I really, really, really hope, please, Michael B. Jordan, don't take a shit on this movie. Um, and last but not least, I had to talk about that the Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales gameplay footage, because I ran across that shit randomly on YouTube. I was trying to avoid all the fucking Miles Morales footage that I could possibly see. I was dodging that shit like Neo in the fucking Matrix. I really was. But I ran across it and I fucking couldn't stop watching that shit. And it came up and I was like, fuck, now I got to say something about it, because there was this bomb ass moment in there. First of all, I already thought from the first one that they made, the Marvel Spider-Man one, I thought their incorporation of Miles Morales into the game was very fluid, pretty solid. It's very like a solid like insertion into the movie, or into the game, I mean. So there's that. But then when at the end and all that, when he gets bit and then he's like, oh hey Peter, can you train me how to be Spider-Man, blah blah blah. So now going into this one, for starters, I thought it was kind of awesome. I mean, these are like minor things, I guess, maybe to me, I have no idea, but I thought it was kind of cool how they made him look a little thinner. I noticed that, like there was a scene on that scene on the bridge and stuff like that, where he's like, where he swings down and he's looking at like Roxxon and whatever that group is, about to go to war or whatever, and you can see that he's thinner in general. I know Spider-Man isn't huge, he's not like a jack dude and all that, but you know, Spider-Man is younger than Peter Parker. Peter Parker is young, but Spider-Man's younger than Peter Parker, so it makes sense that that he, you know, looks a little thinner. One of the things I never really liked about Spider-Man movies is that they make him get bit by a radioactive spider, but then they also make him like, apparently he gets fucking super traps. Like, I don't understand that. Like, I don't understand. He looks like he's been going to the gym his whole life. His strength doesn't come from, yes, it comes from muscles, but he didn't just start going to the gym all of a sudden, and all of a sudden he has gigantic biceps. He's maybe, I don't even know, but I always thought that was kind of weird. But so he's still a child, he's still young, he's still little, so it makes sense for his body to be smaller or whatever, and not as defined. Because Peter's been doing that shit for a minute. Okay, cool. Miles has been doing that for shit for a few days, and then he needs to build up and he needs to get a little better. So I thought that was a bomb ass thing and it's like I said, a small thing that I noticed. Um, and then there was that scene on the fucking bridge where the bridge starts falling apart, and he like, I think he shoots his web on something because he thinks, he's like, yo, you know what? I got this or whatever. He thinks it's gonna be a good idea. And then the shit just goes downhill from there. And then he's just trying to figure shit out from the gate. And I've been saying for the longest fucking time, make Miles. And in these games and movies and stuff that they're coming out with for Miles Morales, they're doing this shit right. But I don't know why they can't get this shit right in the comic books for whatever reason. But all I know is that scene was perfect. The bridge is falling apart. I think he shoots his web on one of the things that's like flying by. That shit snatches him up, and he's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. You know what I mean? He's like, oh, that was a mistake. And then he essentially just tries to go and fix shit from then. From there, he's just it seems like he's just kind of just doing things and trying to just clean up everything on some random shit or whatever. And that's like a learning situation. I think that's what they should have been doing with these younger superheroes the whole fucking time. They just need to have them like try like and succeed. Just try and succeed. That's it. Throw them in the fucking fire and be like, yo, these motherfuckers are taking a lot. They take, make them take L's, make them take losses. You know what I'm saying? Let them get fucked up. You know what I mean? That's how they should be doing them this whole fucking time. And then I think and then the other scene that's on the trailer, the little gameplay trailer. One of the things I didn't like was I understand Miles Morales has a lot of like his powers that Peter doesn't, and he has that like invisibility and stuff like that. But he also has that Venom blast, which is essentially like electricity, I think. So on the bridge, there's this scene where he like pops up like six guys in the air, and there's like this crazy electric circuit going around everywhere, and then he like smashes through those five guys, and then he has like a trail of electricity flowing through those guys and then on to the next guy and all kind of shit. And I'm like, wait a second, Miles Morales isn't Electro. He has like a win. Like anytime you ever see him do it in the comic books, like maybe he has one where he like really sends out like a very, very exerting, like a super shock blast, maybe. But he's not fucking Electro, he's not Electro or Storm or fucking, you know what I mean? He's not just got lightning flying everywhere. But in the clip, it was kind of weird because they had lightning flying fucking everywhere, and I'm like, bruh, like, whoa, this dude he's not an electric superhero. He's not a superhero where electricity is his powers. He just has that Venom blast. Like it's supposed to be, or what I thought, it's supposed to be very exerting on his body. So I don't understand why they had so much of that shit going on. That was little fucking much. They could have toned that shit down. But like I said, this is one of the reasons why I wanted to go in fresh in the first fucking place. So there's that. And then after that, to be honest, if I'm being giving it a fair beat, I really enjoyed the gameplay footage, to be honest. I went in, like I said, I wanted to go in fresh, but I accidentally caught it, and it was some bomb ass footage. So I'm really excited about the game, and I can't wait for the game. But I will say that lady at the fucking end, she is going to need some serious fucking counseling. But that's the video. Make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Blur Broadcast. And make sure you subscribe to the Blur Broadcast Twitch channel when I go live in game and get it in. Peace.